When you choose to go out to meet a girl or a guy, you choose your friends wisely. Should I go out with a friend who is much more dashing, dapper, and debonair than I am in order to raise my social status? Or should I go out with somebody who is less cool than me, not as dapper and dashing and debonair, and frankly a little bit socially inept, in order to make me look like the cool one? You can make your own call in your personal life, but if this was a real estate transaction, you would absolutely want to be associated with the more desirable person. Let me explain. In real estate, your value will increase if it is in an area of more desirable homes, and it will decrease if it is an area of less desirable homes. Therefore, when you're looking at buying a home, it may be tempting to buy a huge house in that less desirable neighborhood because you always wanted a big house with a big yard, and in that neighborhood, you can afford those things. However, from an investment standpoint, it would make much more sense to take that money and get a much more modest house in a much nicer area. You may not be able to afford the dream home you desired in that nicer area, but as a result of being around much more expensive properties, the value of your property will go up. In appraisal terms, we are talking about the principle of progression and regression. The principle of progression states that the value of less expensive properties will increase when more expensive properties come into the area. Thus, if your home was worth $500,000 and it is surrounded by $1 million homes, the value of the property will go up. The principle of regression states that the value of more expensive properties will decrease when less expensive properties come into the area. Thus, if your home is worth $500,000 and is surrounded by $100,000 homes, the value of your property